What is up, everybody? In today's video, we'll be talking about a never-ending heat dome across much of the US and a few winter storms that could impact your area. Let's get right into today's video. The first thing we're going to be talking about is this winter storm that is kind of developing here across portions of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and the UP of Michigan. So let's get into that now. This winter weather system is already developing currently across parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin right now, and it's going to strengthen in the next few hours or so, which is going to bring a bunch of snow and ice with it. We've already got winter weather advisories and a few winter storm warnings issued with this, so if we do look into the details, right now we do have a winter weather advisory in effect across Minneapolis areas where we could get up to 1/10 of an inch of ice, but that is kind of fading away in most of those regions. But parts of central Wisconsin, including Wausau and Green Bay, are currently under a winter weather advisory, where total snow and sleet accumulations ranging from a dusting south to up to 2 inches to the north, and ice accumulations of up to 1/10 of an inch. I am expecting Wausau, Green Bay, Stevens Point, Eau Claire, and those areas in southern Wisconsin to mostly just see ice impacts from this up to 1/10 of an inch, or maybe even 2/10 of an inch of ice. So that is definitely going to cause some dangerous impacts, I would say, off the roads. Then maybe around a dusting of snow, as it's mostly going to stay like ice in the south. But over to the north, across the UP of Michigan and northern parts of Wisconsin, including Crystal Falls, Houghton, Ashland, Marquette regions, we could actually get more of the snow side of this, where we are seeing 4 to 6 inches of snow possible across parts of the UP of Michigan, and just a little bit of ice around a light glaze, but that could be right under that snow, which could cause some more impacts with that. But this will be a quick hitting system with really high snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour, which will cause some really dangerous impacts on the roads there. So I definitely would be definitely staying off the roads, as they could get pretty gnarly there. Then parts of areas in the UP of Michigan, including Menastique, Thompson, and Escanaba, are currently under a winter storm warning right now with between 5 and 7 inches of snow, and they're not expecting any ice impacts there, but some really heavy snowfall rates in a short period of time is going to dump 5 to 7 inches of snow. So get ready for that in parts of the UP of Michigan. And then a little bit of snow also expected in central portions of Michigan, with 3 to 5 inches of snow expected across much of the northern part of Michigan here, including Traverse City and Frankfort regions. Now, this is going to be a really fast hitting system with heavy snowfall rates, but timing of the storms does look like the freezing rain impacts to the south is going to impact parts of La Crosse and Wausau areas in the next few hours or so. Here around 5 p.m. it's going to start dumping freezing rain across portions of Wausau and Green Bay regions, where we could definitely see a lot of freezing rain accumulations, with this up to 1/10 of an inch and maybe even 2/10 of an inch in some spots. So definitely stay off those roads, as there could definitely be some really bad ice impacts across those regions. And the snow impacts are already occurring across parts of northern Minnesota currently, and it's going to really stretch to the east across portions of the UP of Michigan here across the next 3 hours or so, and it's going to continue, then finally taper off portions of the UP of Michigan, northern Wisconsin around 3 in the morning. But this will bring some more winter weather impacts across northern Michigan here, starting around 8 to 9 and 10 p.m. here. So this is really going to be an evening to overnight threat, but definitely could cause some impacts here towards the evening commute and the morning commute tomorrow, with some dangerous impacts with this system. If we take a look towards the western part of the U.S., including areas like California, we are currently seeing a winter storm and a bunch of wintry weather and a lot of rainfall impacts across parts of California. In the Sierra Nevada mountains, we are going to be seeing a lot of snow across the next few days or so in those regions. This storm system is currently impacting much of California regions, with some winter storm warnings that are currently in effect across much of the Sierra Nevada mountain regions, where we are under winter storm warnings with potentially 1 to 2 feet of snow above 5,000 feet and 2 to 3 feet of snow above 6,000 feet, with locally higher amounts over the highest peaks and wind gusts as high as 55 miles an hour, and 4 to 8 inches above 4,500 feet. So it's definitely going to be a warmer, impactful system, so the lower elevations will not get much snow, just mostly rain. But up in those higher elevations, extreme snowfall amounts are going to be expected here in the Lake Tahoe areas, Sequoia National Park, up to Mammoth mountain regions and Yosemite National Park, where we are going to be seeing a lot of snowfall impacts from this system. So I would not be driving under these mountain roads if you're traveling to a ski resort. Be ready, as the roads are probably going to be absolutely wild with this extreme snowfall impacts, and this is going to be really that heavy wet snow that we always see in the Sierra Nevada mountains with this. Now, if we really take a look at the weather in the future, it's really not looking good for snow lovers or winter lovers. It's looking good for spring lovers. I mean, this huge heat dome and ridge of above average temperatures is going to be encompassing much of the U.S. for a long, long time. I mean, the whole GFS, the whole American Mile Run, is showing above average temperatures throughout January 19th, which is 2 weeks out. This is like, there's no signs of this above average temperatures ending anytime soon. And at the same time, this ridge is going to be more that sunny, nice weather. So we're not going to see much storm systems bringing any snowfall at all in the future. The snowfall signal is looking horrible in terms of snowfall for much of the U.S. over the next few weeks or so. And it's going to be very, very warm. If you like the warmer weather, then you're going to enjoy this. This does not mean, oh, it's going to be summer in these regions. This just means that if it's 50 degrees for the average high in your area, it's going to feel more like 60. Or if your average high is 30, then it's going to feel like 40 or 50. So we're going to just be seeing these really, really above average temperatures. Yeah, we will see a cool down at some point, and we will see a few Arctic blasts coming through. It's not being shown at all on the GFS. It's just constant warmth, especially through this week or so, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with a lot of warmth, especially in the central U.S. on Friday. My goodness, some heat. Then we could get an isolated cool down here into the weekend, but there's no signs of this cold ending, and parts of the mountainous regions are feeling this too. Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, those ski resorts are struggling right now. They're not getting much snowfall, and it's extremely above average warmth that's not showing any signs of ending anytime soon on much of the models. So yeah, very, very warm above average weather. But besides all of this bad signal that we are seeing, we'll see one big storm system that is probably going to occur on Thursday and Friday across much of the central U.S. that could potentially bring some severe weather into parts of the south. Much of the models are not agreeing. It's really, really inconsistent, but I will be watching parts of these areas I just circled for an isolated severe weather event. We really don't know the magnitude of this right now. It's way too far. We're kind of in the medium range right now. Once we get closer, we will get more details on what could potentially happen with this system. But we also could see a major winter storm and kind of develop here across some portions of Kansas into Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, maybe Michigan regions in that area I just circled could be possible, and then more of a severe weather threat and very, very heavy rainfall threat to the south. We could definitely see a lot of rain, and this could be a really, really big storm system, but all the models are really not agreeing with what could happen with this system. We're really, really uncertain, as if you look at the Euro, it's showing a much weaker system that would really not prompt much of a severe weather situation at all with this system, and it's showing that there's not going to be much instability due to the fact that we aren't going to see much moisture being advected up in north. That's really, really what we're going to have to watch, but some of the models are showing a bigger storm system with a severe weather pattern, some aren't, so really we'll get more information in the future. All you do need to know is that parts of the deep south and central U.S. could see a severe weather threat that we will be watching, and parts of these areas could see a winter storm threat on Thursday and Friday. Now, we really don't know the magnitude to the winter storm side of things from this system, but the Euro ensemble is kind of showing more of a strengthening system with this. We're seeing a decent probability, a 60 to 70% chance of 1 inch of snow across parts of Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but we're really, really too far to see much impacts with this. This could be a huge winter storm, or it might not. The models are completely all over the place right now. We'll get more details in the future. I really don't know why they're all over the place, but they're really, like, none of the models are agreeing with this storm system, but we will get more details in the future. All we do know is that parts of Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota regions, especially in the area just circled, could definitely potentially see a winter storm from this. And this could also bring some snowfall to parts of the Colorado and Utah mountains, too, on Thursday into Thursday night. Now, if you look into the way longer range, we're going to look at the GFS and Euro extended models. Now, these models tend to be very inaccurate, as this goes all the way to a month out in the forecast. So it's really, the further out we go, the less accurate it gets. So take this with a grain of salt. But we're really just trying to see if we're going to see more of a cool down and more of a snow signal in the future. The GFS ensemble, extended ensemble, shows this really warm area across much of the U.S. But then it does show that really fading off by Thursday, January 22nd. That's 3 weeks from now, sadly. But it does show we could get a little bit of a change to more below average temperatures once we get to the start of February. It shows that switch into below average temperatures that could definitely bring that potential to where we are seeing more snowfall and more cooler, more favorable weather for winter and snow lovers. So we really do have to watch this significantly. If we look at the Euro weekly extended too, it does show this extreme warmth right now, and it does show it continuing through the 21st, and then it does show the same thing as the GFS. So they are a little bit more certain with this, a little more. It's really far out, but they are showing a signal together that we could see more of a cooler signal here. It's not a really huge signal of cooler weather, more in the northeast, showing in that northern part of the U.S., showing that cooler signal. It's also showing a big cool signal across the western U.S., which would definitely be very good for those mountainous and ski resorts in the western U.S. and the mountainous regions of the western U.S. on the Euro ensemble through February, which would definitely be a good sign. But it's definitely showing more of a cool down once we get into February. Less of that huge heat dome and more of cooler weather. It's not showing extreme cold, but definitely more of cooler weather. That's definitely something we do have to watch. But it's going to be a while till we get to this cool weather. If it does happen, it'll be in late January into early February. Alright, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. We are going to be seeing this winter storm that's going to be impacting parts of Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan and parts of northern Michigan right now, which is going to bring some heavy snowfall and ice accumulation, so definitely be staying off those roads over the next few days or so. And then also, we are seeing this winter storm impacting parts of the Sierra Nevada mountains and some very heavy rainfall in California that could bring some mountain snow. So definitely stay off those roads and be careful if you are driving to ski resorts in California. And at the same time, we have a massive heat dome building across much of the central, eastern, and basically the entire U.S. seeing way above average temperatures over the next few weeks or so, with no signs of this ending. But we could see a storm system that is going to impact parts of the U.S. here on Thursday and Friday, and maybe a cool down could occur once we get into February, but not anytime soon. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and bye everybody.